Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. It is time for Facebook Live. Hope you guys are all having a great day. It is. So I had a little craftastrophe right before I pressed live. I have a little shelf right in front of me, and some of the things just started falling off when I was setting up my phone. So I'm like, ah! So I will have to clean that up later, but I wanted to just get it out of the way. So thank you for joining me on Facebook Live today. I have a really cute project, and if you checked my blog this morning, you already know what it is. So, but before we get to the project, let's get to some sales and announcements. Don't forget to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. The November Paper Pumpkin is going to be a Christmas themed. It's going to come in this really cute box. You love that. And it's going to be a Christmas theme. I'm very excited about it. You must subscribe by November 10th. There is a link to subscribe in the description of the video. So make sure you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. It's going to be a great kit. I just know it. You don't want to miss it, especially if you love crafting for Christmas. So we are in, it's October 30th. So November 1st starts this fantastic promotion. This is the Snowflake Showcase promotion. And it is full of, there's 2 stamp sets, framelits, snowflake trinkets, and the white velvet paper. I have been playing a lot with this bundle this week. I have a class next week with it. I love this stamp set. The Happiness Surround stamp set is for sure a year-round stamp set. This is fantastic to have. And the framelits, the Snowfall Thinlits, are so fantastic, and there are so many of them. You get so many, and this one is my favorite. There's actually 2 of them here, so you get like an outside image, and then this little flower image is just so beautiful. These are my favorite too, these 2 right here. I just love them so much. So I have been using this a lot, especially yesterday. I'm doing some class planning, but this is a fantastic product. Just the whole suite of it is just fantastic. It is only available in November, so if you want it, you need to get it in November. You cannot get it after November, and they're only available while supplies last. So make sure you plan to get this fast as soon as November comes on Thursday, November 1st. Like I said, there's 2 different stamp sets. This stamp set, the Snow is Glistening stamp set, is really more Christmas themed. But again, like I said, the Happiness Surround stamp set is a year-round stamp set. You could use it all year long. And the white velvet paper is just fantastic. It's like a 12 by 12 sheet of white flocked paper. It's pretty phenomenal. So in all the products, fantastic. Make sure you plan to order these on November 1st. And if you do, make sure you head to my website, use this hostess code, and I am going to send you a free roll of our red solid ribbon. This ribbon is so nice. It's so perfect for Christmas or for Valentine's Day. But it's our real red ribbon, and it is just the most delicate, most beautiful ribbon, and it ties beautiful bows. So you can use this for any project. It just ties such beautiful little delicate bows. So if you order online and your order is over $50 more, I'm going to send you a roll of this ribbon for free in November. So make sure you get those orders in. And if your order is over $150, don't use the hostess code. You're going to get the your own Stampin' Rewards, and I will still send you the ribbon. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. I love it when people share. It just helps me reach new people and share my passion for sharing with all of you my creativity. So what we are going to do today, we are going to make a super cute little, I'm calling it a card caddy. So it holds some cards. You can see from the top here. There are envelopes in there too, and there are 3 cards in here. It can hold more than 3, so you can make this a gift of like 6 cards, or if there's few dimensionals on it, I would maybe 8 cards. But I have 3 lovely cards in here, and I'm going to show you all the products that I used to make these. I'm not making the cards for you today, but we are going to make the little card caddy. So you can see it's just a little box. It has a little handle, so you can take it to go, give it as a gift. It's just such a cute little gift, and we're going to use a lot of this DSP, and I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. But before we get to all of this, let me show you all the products we're using. I'm going to pull out my catalog because it's easier for for me to show you on here. So we actually are not going to be stamping, but I wanted to bring out the stamp set for you. The stamp set here, the Signs of Santa stamp set, because I did use the stamp set for all of the cards. I stamped the images and then I colored them with our Stampin' Blends. So the cards use the stamp set. Our actual box does not, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that with the box. But all the images are stamped in Memento, and then I colored them with the Stampin' Blends for all of the cards. So this is the Signs of Santa stamp set. There are coordinating framelits, and of course you get 10% if you buy save 10% if you buy them in a bundle. The rest of the products in this suite are pretty fantastic too. The DSP we're going to talk about in just a minute, and we're going to use a lot of it today. There's also the enamel shapes, the bags, the red rhinestones that I was giving out in October, and the ribbons are just fantastic. This whole suite is just fantastic. One of my favorites for sure in the catalog. So let's start by making our card caddy. So I'm going to bring this in real quick just to show you again, and we're going to just start with the construction of the box before we get to anything on the front. Okay, so for the box, I'm going to need a piece of 6 by 6. It's just 6 by 6, and I have punched a 1 3/4 inch hole in the top here, and this will be our handle. Now on this one, I used the oval framelits. I just used one of the smaller oval framelits to cut a little handle. For this one, I just went with a circle punch. So just a couple different options. If you don't have the framelits, just grab a punch. It works just the same. And this will actually be the back of our box, this 6 by 6 piece. For the rest of our box, we're going to need a piece that measures 9. Let me pull this up a little bit. I hope you guys can see. That measures 9 by 5. And we're going to do some scoring on that. So let me grab my Simply Scoring tool. Let me pull this in. Okay, I hope I'm all the way on the camera. I feel like my camera is really low today and I can't get it to go any higher, so I hope you guys can see. Okay, so on the 9-inch side, we are going to score, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. I have my scoring end on here. So we have our 9-inch side on the top here. We are going to score at 1/2 inch and at 1.5. That doesn't look right. Oh, yeah, that doesn't look right. Oh, yes, it is. 1/2 inch and 1.5. Oh, yes, it is correct. And then 7.5. Look at my notes here. And then 8.5. Okay, so we have 1/2, 1.5, 7.5, and 8.5. And then we're going to turn it. So the 5 inches on the top, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And then at 1.5 on this side as well. Okay, and that's all the scoring. We're going to put our score board away. And that is all the scoring we're going to do. We're going to do a tiny bit of trimming here. And let me find my scissors. Where'd they go? I did have everything ready today, but I buried it all. So I'm going to trim on these, the 2nd and the 3rd score line on the 9-inch side. I'm going to trim all the way up. And then I'm going to just cut off this whole corner down here. And then I'm just going to cut off this little side right here. So what we've essentially done is we have cut out an L from one side. And we're going to do the exact same thing to this side. We're going to cut out an L on this side as well. It'll be a backwards L, but we're still going to cut it out. And then we're just going to chop the bottom off here. And so that is all the trimming. So we've just kind of notched in the corners on both sides, and that is it. I'm going to get my bone folder out, and I'm going to fold on all of these lines. This goes together really, really easily. So what we're going to do, I have some tear tape here, and on these 1/2 inch lines all the way around, that's where I'm going to put my tear tape. Just find my end, and we're going to put tear tape here. At my meeting this month, at my team meeting this month, I actually showed my team members how to make this box as well. So they, if any of my team is watching, you guys already know how to make this box. We did this at my team meeting and it was a lot of fun. So I'm also just going to put just a tiny bit on each of these little corners here. And we're going to start with those. We're going to build those up first. So I'm going to peel the tear tape off of those. And those are going to tuck. So I have this here and it's going to adhere to this side. So that's just going to tuck under. Oh, I didn't line that up very straight. Let me try that again. There we go. So we're just going to make a little corner there. And again, I'm just going to tuck this under just like that. Okay. And so then we just have our back pieces here. And all we're going to do is peel off the tear tape, which is easier said than done. And we're going to pull back in that 6x6 piece. And seriously easier said than done. There we go. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to just kind of match up these corners right here. Just like this. And also what we have is just kind of like a little trough. We have the sticky side pointing up, and all we're going to do is just add our back to this. So I'm just going to try to do this without holding it up, but I'm just going to line this up on one side with the back, and then I'm going to line it up on the bottom, and then the other side should just line up perfectly, just like that. And you can stick your bone folder in and just make sure that all of those are adhered really well. And that is our basic assembly of our little card caddy. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that cute? And again, you can fit lots of cards in here. I have, I had 6 cards in this one. I took out 3 so I could have 3 in each of them. But you can fit quite a few cards in here. My cards are pretty heavy on the dimensionals, so if you use less dimensionals and have pretty flat cards, you can fit quite a few in there. So let's do the front of ours now. Let's decorate the front. I'm going to pull out that Santa's Workshop DSP. Let me put this off to the side for a minute. I'm going to pull out the Santa's Workshop DSP. And for the front, I have a piece. Let me measure this. This is 5 3/4 by 3 1/4. And this is from the Santa's Workshop DSP. It has some bows on the back. But this candy cane stripe, the white parts are flocked. So they're nice and fuzzy, kind of velvety. It's just so much fun, and it's just such a fun addition to any project. So this is going to be our front. I did pre-cut a few of these. I pre-cut the Santa and the Mrs. Claus from the DSP, and I wanted to show you that with our framelits. Our framelits that coordinate with the stamp set. So let me pull out the stamp set again. So the framelits will coordinate with all those stamped images, but they will also coordinate perfectly with the DSP. So I have a Mrs. Claus right here. So you can just cut those images out of the DSP if you are short on time or you just don't want to color or whatever the occasion may be. So I have the Mrs. Claus there. I have a Santa here that I can cut out. And these images just fit perfectly with the framelits with the DSP. You can also cut out the elves on this page along with the little signposts from the DSP. So just tons of stuff that coordinates with the framelits that you can just start cutting out of your DSP. It's just such a great coordination of all the products and just a really fun way to use them. And this DSP is also flocked too. So all the little white parts, her apron, the hat, the snow, all of these are flocked just like that other piece I showed you. And the same with this piece too, the little elves and the presents. They're all flocked, so just a lot of fun texture with this DSP. It's really pretty and really fun. So I've already cut out my Santa and Mrs. Claus like I showed you. I didn't want to pull out my big shot for this one, but I do have the presents from that DSP, and there is no framelit for this one, so I am just going to very quickly fussy cut these. And because they are just kind of square presents, Really won't take too long. And I love fussy cutting. So what you want to do is you want to just make sure you use your sharpest, smallest scissors. That will really help you out. And then make sure that you're turning the paper and not your scissors when you fussy cut. So I am holding my right hand still, and I am just making sure that I use my left hand to turn the paper and to guide it instead of turning my scissors. So, and just cut off all the big bits as you go. It'll make it easier for your hand to get through. We are almost done fussy cutting this image, so really quickly. And I'm just going outside the lines just a little bit, just to give that little halo, just like our images cut with the framelits. I want to make sure that they have the same kind of outline, so it looks like they were all cut with framelits, even though we fussy cut that one. So let's start assembling. So I have my my piece here, and I'm just going to use some dimensionals. I'm going to put dimensionals on all three of these. And I have some edge pieces here that I'm going to use up, so I'm just going to put some on the back of here. Peel that up. So I hope you guys are all ready for Halloween. Halloween is tomorrow, and my kids are ready for sure. But it's a fun holiday, I think. I do like crafting for it. Okay, so I have dimensionals on the back of all of those, and then we're just going to stick them to our sheet here. I'm going to stick the presents off to the side over here. Let me pull this up a little bit, and I'm going to stick Santa and Mrs. Claus. I'm going to stick Mrs. Claus over here, and then I'm just going to put Santa kind of right next to her, checking his list to see who those presents go to. And I'm going to take some snail, and I'm going to put a lot of snail in this. I really want this to hold well in the box. And you can use liquid glue or tear tape or fast fuse, whatever you have. And I'm going to just stick that to the front of the box. It's the front of our card caddy. There we go. And that pretty much concludes our card caddy. I do want to add a little bit of ribbon. I didn't pull that down, but let me pull that down real quick. So I have a little bit of our white classic weave ribbon here, and I'm going to add a little bow on that, just on the top up here, and that will just give it a nice finishing touch. And then it will be ready for all of those Christmas cards, or you can fill this with thank you cards for people to send thank yous for all those Christmas gifts they'll receive. You can also make this card caddy as like a New Year's gift or a birthday gift. Fill it with a stack of birthday cards for somebody who likes to send birthday cards. That would be really pretty too. And just a fun gift and a fun way to package them too. So let's stick our 3 cards in here, and let's go over the cards just a little bit more. So again, I have my Santa that I stamped in Memento, and then I colored him in with the Real Red Stampin' Blends, and his belt is Melon Mambo, or not Melon Mambo, Mango Melody. That is not Melon Mambo. The red polka dots here are the DSP from that same, from this same DSP pack. I use the same DSP. The greeting is from this stamp set, and then I just layered them on some of our silver lined cards, our silver edged cards, which come with these gorgeous envelopes. So you can just stick these in. They have coordinating envelopes to send. The elves were the same way. I colored them with, I believe, shaded spruce blends. And all the cards are done the same way. There's a layer of vellum on all of them and the same DSP on all of them. And then, of course, we have Mrs. Claus, and all of them are on those silver note cards. So they are ready to go into our card caddy as a fun gift. And let me bring in the other one here. With the other 3 cards, they're exactly the same. So I have 2 of each card, and I'm going to stick them into this card caddy. So now I have 2 awesome gifts ready to go. Maybe teacher gifts or just coworker gifts, whatever, whoever you want to give these to, they will surely be loved. So Just to remind you, if you want to order any of these products, please go to my online store, use the hostess code, and in November I will send you a roll of our red solid ribbon, our real red solid ribbon. It's a beautiful ribbon that will add to any project you make. As always, thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please share. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I will make sure to respond to them. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great day. Bye.